Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel called Lucky Universal. My name is Lucky, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys on how to draw the human head. A little bit of bonus, the upper torso, so you can actually know how the head can actually stay on top of the shoulders, so you can truly understand the connection the neck is making between those two. And if you actually notice, this video is like a redo of my last video on how to draw a human body in 2D, because I'm certain I didn't do that properly, so I'm doing this one to do the last video justice. And remember, this is my way, my method. I've actually never seen it from anyone else, so if you ever know someone who uses this kind of method, please say so in the comment. Let me go check that person out. So let's take a good run through the art class. So first you're gonna start with a circle, then cut out these two horizontal edges because the human head doesn't have that spot right there, it's just straight down. The next you're gonna need to drag all this line all the way, like this double line right here. But mind you, don't do it too long because the longer it is, the longer the face of your character. So after you reach a suitable line end, you're gonna put a triangle which is upside down to represent the jawline, then made at a center spot. Well, if it's anime or some stylized art you need, just gonna make it sharp. Maybe you don't want to make it sharp, just stop it before it reaches the center point, then put a straight line under it. So basically guys, that's everything you need to know about the front profile. Now for the 3/4 profile. The first thing you want to do is start with a circle, then you put a inner curve, then outer curve. That was gonna be the socket for the eyes. Then you put a long slant line, that's the same to the one that was straight after the circle. Then you can put your jawline again with another triangle and put a straight line going upwards. Make sure it touches where you can see the nose mark, which you can make it any way you want it to be. I don't know, I'm not doing any facial features thing for now. So that's where the end of your ear is gonna be. Then your eye socket is gonna be where the top of the ear is gonna be, because just like on an average, because many times the ear always passes the eye, like goes above it. So it's up to you the way your drawing style makes it. And as you can see, if I put it side by side to the front profile, everything hits the exact same mark as it's supposed to. And also my drawing style isn't actually that far from the actual human style. I look at the side profile in a skull that I marked out, so side by side you can see the close similarities. I'm just putting some stylized features in it because I'm not going for realistic drawings. And now for the side profile. For the side profile, you're gonna take the guidelines from the 3/4 profile and just gonna change two things. Number one, diet socket dynamic. You gotta push it inside a bit more, but not too much. And the jawline should be pushed forward. That's the one that's close to the ear and the one that's in front. So those sides be pushed forward for it to look like a perfect side view. And that, my student, is how to draw an entire head. Now let's go for the easy part for most of us. The neck is just a cylindrical shape, but not exactly. You put it in the human perspective form. There's many complex things about it. But for simplifying it, just say a cylindrical shape. It's not cylindrical in all sides, because that's what confuses people a lot for the size of the neck. This is something I will tell my students about the neck. Number one, it's longer than you think, and also shorter than you think. Imagine looking at it from the front view. It tends to be looking shorter than when you look at it from the side view or from behind. That's because most of the muscle of the neck for the front view is actually on the shoulder, the collarbone. So yeah, the neck is like a cylindrical shape that was slightly sliced. So this is a picture of it right here in my perspective. This side looks like in all different sides, from the front, 3/4 and side view. So if we pay attention to all this, yes, they're sliced in different kind of ways. So most of the times that you look at the neck from the front view, most of the muscles of the neck is actually on the collarbone area. So it looks shorter because like the shoulder took the hidden parts of it, while for the back it's just attached directly to it and there's no inner part of it in somewhere else. So it looks longer from behind. So that's how the neck actually appears. And just placing it for the front view of the head, it has to lie for the jawline curve. But sometimes people tend to put it after it. Maybe it's because it's stylized in that version, or it's just because that drawing someone's over muscular, like Mike Tyson for instance. Its neck is mostly after that jawline because his neck is packed with a lot of muscles. So, but people also do it way below, like for a female character, for instance, it's way lower than the male character, or just some stylized art tend to do it that way. So if you're wondering how long you should make the neck, I don't have to place it in explanation now because it depends on the way your character should be. But for now, I'm saying you should just put it the way I place it in this diagram right here. And now for placing the neck in the 3/4 and side profile, it's almost the exact same thing. But it looks different because the jawline I talked about moving forward makes it look like the neck goes way back. But if you use the same guideline and base form I told you about, it's gonna be the exact same thing, so you don't have to stress yourself with the neck. Now this is the part where you get more into the upper torso. Now we're gonna be talking about the shoulder plus the collarbone. And for that you will need a triangle similar to the right angle triangle in both sides. Let's just say that the top of the triangle will be curved. The more it's curved, it actually means the more the muscular the person should be. So anyone you see that is skinny will have less curve in that spot than anyone you see jacked. So according to what I've been hearing, I don't know, I'm not sure for it, like the width of the shoulder is actually the span of 2 of your human head. I don't know. Maybe try it out. I don't try it out. It's mostly programmed in my head I should do the shoulder wide. But it's not always like that. Some people have wider shoulder than their head should be. As I say, I don't recommend it for myself, so maybe you shouldn't too. I don't know. And guys, the 3/4 profile for this, I don't have any idea how to put it, but it's just like the 3D version of the front profile, but just twisted a bit. If you have to put this in your head, you gotta put it in 3D version. So let's just keep it to the side profile. The side profile is, I don't have to explain it, but I have to just show you how it's done. Just a simple curve up and all the way sliding down, and the one below follows that. And that point is gonna be the center point of the collarbone. And mind you, you should be cautious of the way you push it outward, because if you're not going for someone that's that huge for a chest, don't push that out too much. That's how complicated side profiles are. But breaking it down, you don't actually not need to know this individually, because most time people just attach it to the chest in a simple oval shape sketch form. But I'm just doing this for you to know how it is in case you're doing something in a different perspective of art. I don't know, it's up to you. And now for the chest part of the human body, one thing you should know, the chest part is a 6-side polygon, which is like, is it a hexagon? I don't know, but a 6-side polygon, which the top and this down curve right here actually touches the collarbone. And that's how you get that effect that the collarbone actually brings out on the chest part of the human body. And it actually goes all the way to the shoulder tip muscle. I don't know the name, but we'll come with that in the next step. And if you want to talk about the 3/4 profile for this, don't actually worry much about it, just like the last time I talked about this. Just put it in 3D version. So I'll give you guys a tip for that. Just like drawing a square in one point, like the front profile, then join in a 3/4 profile. Just trace it on that spot. So it's gonna be in a perspective view. So that's up to you to know how to figure that out. Then the side profile, just like a triangle, smooth it out. It looks a bit like a drop of water, but it's not much of it. So that's the chest muscle, the chest part of the human body. Now for this part of the muscle, I told you guys I do not know what it's called. I should know, but maybe I forgot it recently. Okay, you're gonna draw it like a drop of water upside down. And notice this part that doesn't make it look like it's a drop of water. That's because that's the part of the muscle that actually connects with the chest muscle, like I mentioned earlier. So yeah, without that, it's gonna look exactly like a drop of water. Kind of, I don't know. So you just draw it by placing this top on the shoulder muscles and placing this side on the chest muscles. The one down here is gonna be connecting to the arm. So yeah, that's the 3 place that connects to. Actually, the one behind it connects to the back muscle. And for the 3/4 profile, it's the exact same explanation I've been given about drawing something in another angle. It's gonna look almost the same. I'm just gonna go for the side profile, which is a teardrop, and that's it. That's all you need, just a teardrop upside down, because this time the connection to the muscle is less visible. And now for the base torso, which I like to call it that because it holds every single part of the upper torso, which are the neck, shoulder, shoulder tip, and chest. So technically it's behind all this. That is, you can actually see that well, except you view from the back. Doesn't mean it's a single muscle, it's a bunch of muscles, or like it's a lot. So in drawing this in the front profile, you need to put a kind of oval kind of shape. Let's say an oval upside down. Imagine an egg upside down. So that actually brings the illusion of the V shape. Like, I've ever heard that part where people say the V fatigue. That's what it actually means. It's like that. But one thing you should do is do not ever make it a square. It makes it simple at first, but if you get used to that, you're kind of limiting yourself to other kind of position that the oval kind of shape can actually present to you. So it's best if you do it in a oval shape instead of a square shape. And also, if you notice, anytime you put it that way, it overtakes other part of the shoulder I just explained, like the chest muscle and the shoulders. So that's what I told you that time. Like, it makes the rest useless, but I gave you that part just for you to know how it looks like in case of the kind of position or any way you want to draw something should be. If that's your problem, I do not care if you don't use it, but like, you should. I cannot use it sometime, I don't know. And for the drawing of the base sideways, you just have to draw an oval, the same oval but a thinner one, because yeah, it's that way. And that's all you just need for that. Just make it a bit like, is it the 30-degree angle? Well, it all depends on the way your character back is bent, so yeah. And now for the upper arm, you just need a cylindrical shape and a small triangle in this side and a bigger triangle in the other side. That makes the muscle that appears both in the back and front of it. And this one comes easy because in every angle it's similar. Let's say it's almost the same in every angle. So that's it for the entire body of the human being in the upper torso spot. So considering the fact there's no time to explain everything about a female because it's not supposed to be given time to do so, I'm just gonna say the difference between a male and a female upper body. Number one, the facial features. She has bigger eyes, smaller nose, less defined nose, that's just put it that way, and kind of bigger lips in some scenario and smaller lips in some other scenario. It's your choice. Then her neck is less thicker than the guy's neck, so it should be way closer to the tip of the jaw than the curve in that side of the jaw. And next, for the shoulders, it should be smaller. Every bump in that shoulder should be smaller, like the curve I said happens on the top. It should be smaller. The shoulder tip should be smaller, and the arm should be smaller as well, or let's say thinner. So the only difference there is the, oh god, the, permit me to say this, guys, the melons. So that is not a muscle, it's just some kind of fat. I'm not a girl, I don't understand what that is, but it's not a muscle. So I'm gonna explain that in another video. Then the torso base, like I said, is also smaller than the guys and less muscular. That's everything you need to know about the difference between a man and a woman upper torso. So yeah, just gonna be drawing both of those guys to display everything I just demonstrated right now. So as you can see, everything I demonstrated so far, it's been displayed on this drawing, and the difference between a man and a woman upper body. You can see how the male's upper body is thicker than the female's upper body. So you can just go with that and make some practice on your own. So that's everything for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you do, please like, follow, subscribe to see more of this, and share, I guess, to other people who need to know about the upper body of a human being. And I'll be seeing you next week. Hopefully, if I don't die or anything. And it's your boy Lucky, signing out.